Hi, welcome back to the second pathway in the 7 Paths to Balance series. This second pathway is called Replenish and Refuel, taking in high nutrients and releasing guilt and shame. This is the organ system that I associated with the spleen system. And the age group is 10 to 20. This has to do with the time frame in our lives of puberty and expressing ourselves in life and learning our first tastes of joy and pleasure. So we look at the age 10 to 20 just like we did in the first pathway, 0 to 10. We dissect and go through the different experiences that we had at this time. For most of us, this was puberty, and this had a lot to do with our first taste of different pleasures in the world. This could be a lot of where addictions come from. This is a time frame where we often were testing boundaries and learning new things and experiencing new things that we may never have even thought about. So as we cleansed and eliminate in the first section, I want you to take some time and dissect this age group and really give honor and reflection in your life. And then make sure you're not operating from any uncomfortable place in your life. You do not want to be operating out of guilt or shame in your decision-making skills today. So this is just a time for you to reflect on your own life and be honest with yourself and pay respect to these experiences and let go of anything that has a hold of us that is not healthy for our present day decision-making and situations. Guilt and shame are the things that I want you to look at and really let go of. There is no need for you to have them in your life. Things happened, let it go. As far as replenishing and refueling the body, you are going to look at replacing your life with high nutrient foods, high nutrient people, high nutrient literature, high nutrient thoughts. You are going to place yourself in nature and fill your body with more joy, natural joys. The acupuncture point is spleen 6. It is where the liver, kidney, and spleen all meet. And this is where it is. It's on the ankle, on the inside of the ankle. Find the sensitive point with your finger. Just press around in that area and hold for 10 minutes a day. Again, this is a great point for before bed. It is contraindicated in pregnancy because it can actually help with labor. So if you're about to give birth and you're in the hospital, press away. But if you're pregnant, otherwise, avoid this point. If you're not pregnant, feel free to massage. This is great for puberty and hormones and all the things that need more balance in our lives. So spleen 6 calms the spirit. Again, another calming. Invigorates the blood, tonifies the spleen and stomach, digestive disharmonies, regulates menstruation, treats infertility, and another great point for insomnia. So press away, ideally before bed, 10 minutes a day. You can do it right after you do Kidney 1 and Happy Baby. Hopefully you already watched the first pathway, and that has been in practice for at least a week of your life already. So you're going to add this to your regime. You're going to massage your spleen 6. I'm doing it right now. The foods that I want to encourage during this pathway, butternut squash. Butternut squash is cool and sweet, and it stabilizes actually a hyper fetus. So an active fetus that they're worried about is moving too much. This was an ancient Chinese remedy for it. Butternut squash teaches the spleen and stomach how to do its job. This is a great first food for babies because it teaches transformation and transportation to our body. It is easily digested. Look up some recipes. Simple butternut squash soup. It could be a great fast, just eating that for a day. Another thing I want you to add is organic white rice with maybe a little bit of ginger. Ginger's not for the hot client though. So if you're overheated and overweight, you might not like this, but it would be good for weight loss. Ginger, so white rice is cool and sweet. White rice is easy to digest. It reduces swelling. It clears heat, so it actually can help somebody having hot flashes. And like I said, it's easy to digest. It's great for strengthening the spleen and the stomach as well. Adding ginger is a fantastic antitoxin. It benefits the lung and the stomach. Like I said, it's warm, so if it's going to make you too warm, be careful of that. But it is a digestive aid. It treats nausea and vomiting. It's ideal for a cooler, colder patient who needs to warm up or somebody who has a cold, sluggish digestion. The movement I want you to focus on is called legs up the wall, another great yoga pose. Do your research, look through YouTube, find some legs up the wall yoga poses, and practice this before bed. Again, a great one for sleep. This pose is restorative. So it's going to help your body restore its vitality. It relaxes the mind, it's calming, it improves sleep before bed. Again, it increases circulation, improves digestion, and helps ease headache and migraine. So do your research on legs up the wall, and that's the pose I want you to work with this week. Give yourself time before bed to do these things. Release and unwind. The homework this week is to eat plant-based foods, more purified water, spend time in nature. Nature will revive you. Be playful in the process. Feel excitement like you were between 10 and 20. You would be so excited to experience new, wonderful things. So feel that excitement that you are revitalizing in your own life. This is a time for joy. This is a time to appreciate the sunrise and the sunset and the trees and the birds. Create a sacred space for this work if you can at home. If you can't, find a quiet, sacred space. Go to a park. Find some beautiful natural setting. But create a sacred space to start this work. Replenish with comfortable clothes and get a yoga mat if you don't already own one. Why not? It's a great shape to create your sacred space. Incorporate hammocks and candles and incense and sage and baths, relaxing music. Do things that bring you joy. Enjoy this time. So the second pathway, replenish and refuel. Take in high nutrients and release that guilt and shame. I'm going to lead you into your guided meditation mantra prayer, and I want you to memorize this and repeat it to yourself all week long, over and over, allowing yourself to heal. Happy healing. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure in nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. I am joyful, nourished, and alive. I feel pleasure through nature. Continue this mantra, memorize it, and repeat it. Happy healing.